Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. We're taking a close look at a coin that has passed through millions of hands, a coin so familiar, so unnoticed, that it might be sitting in your pocket or change jar right now. We're talking about the 1974 Roosevelt 1 dime, a coin that, under the right conditions, could be worth far more than 10 cents. In fact, some of these dimes have shocked collectors with their unbelievable value. At first glance, the 1974 Roosevelt dime looks like just another ordinary coin. It features the left-facing profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, with the word Liberty etched to the left and "In God We Trust" below his chin. On the reverse, you'll find a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of peace and strength. The design, first introduced in 1946 shortly after Roosevelt's death, was meant to honor his leadership and the role he played in founding the March of Dimes to fight polio. Now, fast forward to 1974. The United States was in a period of economic uncertainty. Inflation was rising, and the country was still dealing with the fallout of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins at full speed, and that year, they struck millions of dimes at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Dimes from Philadelphia had no mint mark, while those from Denver were marked with a small D just above the date. The composition of the Roosevelt dime at this point had changed from its original 90% silver content. Due to the rising cost of silver, the mint had already switched to a copper nickel-clad coin in 1965. So, by 1974, the Roosevelt dime was made of an outer layer of copper nickel bonded to a pure copper core, standard, cheap, and widely circulated. But, as we often say in the world of coin collecting, it's not about how many were made, it's about the rare ones that slipped through with flaws, with uniqueness, or with a twist of fate that transformed them from common currency into collector's gold. So, what could make a 1974 Roosevelt dime so special? The answer lies in rare minting errors, mistakes made during the fast-paced coin production process. These errors are what collectors seek out like buried treasure, and if you know what to look for, you might just find one in your own change point. One of the most valuable errors is known as the double die. This occurs when the coin die, the part that stamps the design, is misaligned and strikes the coin more than once, slightly off position. This can cause doubling in the letters, numbers, or even Roosevelt's features. In the case of the 1974 dime, doubling has been seen on the date, the word Liberty, and even the torch and branches on the reverse. These subtle design anomalies, when confirmed, send collectors into a frenzy. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned when it's struck. The result is a dime that has part of the design shifted to one side, sometimes even missing critical parts like the date or mint mark. If the error is dramatic yet the date is still fully visible, the coin's value increases significantly. Another intriguing variety involves clipped planchets. This is when the blank metal disc that becomes the coin is accidentally punched too close to the edge of a sheet, resulting in a curved clip on the edge of the coin. These errors can range from small bites to large crescent-shaped gaps, and when they appear on dimes, they are both rare and highly sought after. Perhaps the most stunning errors are wrong planchet strikes. In this type of error, a dime design is accidentally stamped on a planchet intended for a different coin, like a penny or a foreign coin. This results in a dime with unusual color, weight, or diameter. These mistakes are incredibly rare and usually happen when planchets from multiple denominations are being prepared simultaneously and get mixed up in the minting process. Let's not forget one of the most common, yet most misunderstood, elements of value: condition. Even the rarest mint error doesn't reach its full potential unless it's in exceptional shape. This is where coin grading comes into play. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and anything above 60 is considered mint state. meaning it hasn't been circulated and shows nowhere. A 1974 dime with a unique error and a grade of MS65 or higher can skyrocket in value. So, how can you spot one of these rare gems? Start by inspecting your change under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass if you can. Check the details, the lettering, the date, the edges, and the surface. Look for anything that seems unusual: doubling, misalignment, strange shapes, missing parts, or an odd coloration. If you think you've found something special, the next step is to have it evaluated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will not only confirm the error but assign it a grade that will determine its market value. Now here's what makes this so exciting. These rare dimes aren't buried deep underground or locked away in museums. They're out there. In old jars. In estate collections. In the hands of people who have no idea what they're holding. And every now and then, one of these coins resurfaces and makes headlines, and that brings us to the big moment. One 1974 Roosevelt dime, believed to be struck on the wrong planchet and preserved in outstanding condition, was carefully examined and authenticated. After being placed in a major auction, it sparked intense interest among collectors, each hoping to add this unusual and rare piece to their collection. When the final bid was placed, and the auctioneer's hammer fell, this single 1974 Roosevelt dime sold for an unbelievable amount, $85,000. Yes, you heard that right. One dime. 10 cents. Sold for $85,000. So, before you hand over that dime at a vending machine, or toss it into a tip jar, take a moment. Look closely. Because what seems like a simple coin could be a hidden treasure, and your ticket to a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Thanks for watching. If this video sparked your curiosity, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment below if you've ever found an unusual coin in your own collection. Until next time, keep your eyes open, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Top 2. We're diving into the fascinating world of a coin many people see every day but rarely stop to appreciate: the 1981 Roosevelt dime. At first glance, this dime looks like just another piece of everyday change, but hidden within its metal lies a story of history, mystery, and incredible value. By the time we're finished, you might start seeing these small coins in a whole new light. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946. It was introduced as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader revered not only for guiding the country through challenging times but also for his work with the March of Dimes to fight polio. His profile has adorned the dime's obverse side ever since, symbolizing hope and resilience. Now, 1981 might not seem like a particularly notable year in the history of coinage, but for collectors and numismatists, it's a year worth examining closely. The 1981 Roosevelt dime was minted in massive quantities, primarily from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia pieces have no mint mark, while the Denver coins bear the familiar D just above the date. Most 1981 dimes were produced with the standard copper-nickel clad composition, featuring an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. They were made to be durable and circulate widely. However, even with millions produced, some coins from that year have emerged with fascinating anomalies that collectors prize deeply. One of the primary reasons certain 1981 Roosevelt dimes are sought after is because of rare mint errors. Errors can happen in many forms, some subtle, some glaring, but each error tells a story of the coin's journey through the high-speed, precision world of the U.S. Mint. A common type of error found in 1981 dimes is the double die. This occurs during the coin's striking process when the die has an imperfection or misalignment, causing elements of the design to appear doubled. This doubling is often seen on the date or the word Liberty. Though it can be very subtle, the right lighting and a magnifying glass can reveal this fascinating error. Coins with clear doubling often fetch significant interest from collectors. Then, there are off-center strikes. Imagine the coin being fed into the press but slightly misaligned. The result is a coin with the design partially missing or shifted, sometimes creating striking and unique shapes. Off-center strikes from 1981 with a clearly visible date can be incredibly rare and valuable. These errors offer a visual signature that no two coins share, making them prized finds. Another fascinating error is the clipped planchet, where the metal blank the coin is struck on is improperly cut, leaving a distinctive curved or straight edge missing from the coin's perimeter. These clipped planchets are rare and are especially valuable when combined with clear, sharp designs on the rest of the coin. Collectors also keep an eye out for wrong planchet errors, cases where a dime is struck on the wrong metal blank. Though less common in 1981, such errors from other years have made dimes unexpectedly valuable and are always worth watching for. Of course, condition is king when it comes to coin value. Even the rarest errors don't reach their full potential unless the coin is in superb condition. Collectors use professional grading systems to judge the coin's state, with the highest grades reserved for coins with no visible wear, brilliant luster, and sharp details. For a 1981 dime, a high-grade coin featuring a mint error can be incredibly valuable. If you're a coin collector or even someone who casually collects change, it's important to know what to look for. Always check the date, the mint mark, and examine the coin carefully for any irregularities in the design. If something looks unusual, a doubled letter, a misaligned image, or an odd shape, it might be worth having the coin professionally inspected. Now, here's the part where the story gets really exciting. Imagine discovering one of these rare error dimes, perfectly preserved in near-mint condition. Recently, a 1981 Roosevelt dime with an extraordinary error was authenticated and graded by experts. This coin, rare and flawless, was put up for auction, sparking bidding wars among avid collectors and investors. The final hammer price was nothing short of astonishing. This single dime sold for the incredible sum of $57,000. It's remarkable to think that what most of us see as a mere 10-cent piece could be worth tens of thousands of dollars in the right circumstances. So next time you come across a 1981 Roosevelt dime, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small coin with a big story, and an even bigger value. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting mysteries, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've ever found an unusual or valuable coin. Keep your eyes open and happy hunting. Top 3. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most recognizable and widely used coins in American currency. Since its debut in 1946, it has become a staple in the pockets of millions, a symbol of history, honor, and everyday commerce. But what if I told you that a coin minted as recently as 1987, a year many of us might barely remember, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars under the right conditions? At first glance, the 1987 Roosevelt dime looks much like any other dime. It bears the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. His visage on the coin honors his legacy, especially his commitment to the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to combating polio. On the reverse side, you'll see the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. The 1987 dime was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. These dimes were minted primarily at two facilities, Philadelphia, which left coins with no mint mark, and Denver, which added a small D just above the date. The metal composition remained the standard copper-nickel clad, introduced in the mid-1960s after silver was removed from circulation coins due to rising metal costs. Given that so many 1987 dimes were minted, it might seem impossible for one to be rare or valuable beyond its face value. Yet, the fascinating world of numismatics tells a different story. Hidden within the millions of coins produced are rare minting errors and varieties that collectors fiercely seek. These errors often happen during the high-speed, precision minting process when even the smallest mechanical glitch or human oversight creates a unique coin point. One of the most sought-after errors for the 1987 dime is the doubled die variety. This error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice by the minting press, but slightly offset. The result is a doubling effect, usually visible in the date, lettering, or even the torch's details. While some doubling can be subtle, a clear double die is a prize find that can increase a dime's value exponentially. Another intriguing error to look for is the off-center strike. In these cases, the coin blank slips out of alignment just as the dies strike it, causing the design to be shifted toward one edge. Off-center strikes from 1987 dimes with a visible date and mint mark can command significant attention because each off-center coin is effectively unique. The degree of misalignment matters. A slightly off-center coin might be worth a few dollars, but a dramatic mis-strike can be worth hundreds or more. Clipped planchets are also an important variety for collectors. Sometimes the metal blanks used to strike coins are improperly punched from the metal strip, resulting in coins with a portion missing along the edge. When such a coin is struck, it carries a visible clip, often crescent-shaped, along one side. This error, especially when combined with good condition and a clear date, adds a fascinating twist to an otherwise ordinary coin. You might also encounter coins struck on the wrong planchet, coins minted on metal blanks intended for other denominations or even foreign currency. While exceedingly rare, such errors are prized because they are anomalies in the coin production process. Aside from the error types, condition plays a crucial role in determining a coin's worth. Coins that have never been circulated, with sharp details, no scratches, and a bright metallic sheen, earn high grades from professional services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A 1987 dime with a notable error graded MS65 or higher can command a premium that surprises even experienced collectors. If you are a casual coin collector or simply someone who accumulates spare change, there's always value in taking a closer look at the coins you handle daily. A little magnification, good lighting, and a keen eye for detail can reveal hidden features that elevate a dime from common currency to prized collectible. Imagine coming across a 1987 Roosevelt dime that exhibits one or more of these rare errors, perfectly preserved, authenticated by experts, and then auctioned off to eager bidders. Recently, such a dime, remarkable in both condition and error type, fetched an astonishing price that made headlines in the numismatic community. This particular coin was sold for a staggering $46,000. It's truly remarkable to think that something we so often take for granted, a simple 10-cent coin minted just a few decades ago, can hold such immense value. It serves as a reminder that sometimes, the smallest objects in our lives carry stories worth millions, waiting to be discovered by those who look a little closer. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of the 1987 Roosevelt dime. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more fascinating coin stories, and share in the comments if you've ever found a coin that surprised you with its value. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your collections growing, and your curiosity alive. Top 4. It's small, silver-colored, and most people barely even notice it. It slips easily into your pocket, lands at the bottom of your coin jar, and sometimes vanishes between couch cushions without a second thought. But what if I told you that one particular Roosevelt dime from the year 2008, yes, a coin that says 1 dime on the back, could secretly be worth thousands of dollars? In today's video, we're going to uncover the hidden story behind this modern-day coin. Because believe it or not, the 2008 Roosevelt dime holds some fascinating surprises that have shocked collectors, turned casual change into collectibles, and created a buzz in the world of U.S. coin enthusiasts. So make sure you listen closely, especially if you have a handful of coins nearby, because this is one coin you absolutely don't want to overlook. Let's start with the basics. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death, has been in continuous production for decades. It features his profile on the obverse, facing left, with the words, "Liberty. In God We Trust," and the date. On the reverse, the design shows a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Simple. Classic. Iconic. Now fast forward to 2008, a year filled with global financial uncertainty, the launch of smartphones, and the changing landscape of American politics. While the Roosevelt dime may not have changed in appearance, a few rare examples minted that year have become incredibly valuable due to unexpected errors and rare varieties that slipped through quality control at the U.S. Mint. And these are exactly the kinds of coins collectors hunt for. Let's talk about the errors that make some 2008 Roosevelt dimes so rare and desirable. First up is the missing clad layer error. Modern Roosevelt dimes are made with a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel, but sometimes, due to a minting mistake, one of those outer layers is missing. This results in a coin that appears dull, coppery, or even discolored on one side. These are real errors, and they can be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on condition. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned during minting. A portion of the design is literally missing, and blank space appears on one edge of the coin. The more off-center it is, while still showing the date, the more valuable it becomes. Another eye-catching error is the double strike, where a coin is struck twice, resulting in a ghosted or doubled image. These kinds of errors are dramatic, rare, and always in high demand among collectors. And of course, there's the famous die clash, where elements from the reverse design show faintly on the obverse, or vice versa. This happens when the dies strike each other without a planchet in place, transferring part of one design onto the other die. When coins are later struck using those damaged dies, they come out with unintentional patterns, a mistake that becomes a treasure. But what truly elevates any Roosevelt dime from 2008 is condition. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and when a modern dime is found in mint state 67, 68, or even higher, with perfect sharpness, luster, and no scratches or wear, collectors begin to take notice. Combine that pristine condition with a rare mint error, and you suddenly have a coin that's no longer just worth 10 cents. It becomes a serious investment. Let's not forget another possibility: proof coins accidentally released into circulation. These are coins meant for collectors only, struck with special polished dies and with mirror-like surfaces. If a 2008 proof dime accidentally made its way into everyday pocket change, and someone finds it, that coin becomes a sought-after rarity. And for those who love varieties, there are also minor design differences and anomalies in the spacing, lettering, or rim thickness that can make a coin more desirable. Some collectors specialize in finding even the smallest inconsistencies, and when verified by grading services, these become valuable varieties. Now imagine this: you're sorting through your pocket change or going through an old coin roll, and suddenly, one dime catches your eye. It looks a little different. Maybe it's off-center. Maybe it's copper on one side. Maybe it's strikingly perfect, unlike the rest. That's when your heart starts to race, because you might have just uncovered a rare Roosevelt dime worth far more than you ever expected. This is the thrill that coin collectors live for. Each error tells a story. Each unique strike is a moment of minting history that slipped past the machines. And the Roosevelt dime, often overlooked for flashier coins like quarters or half-dollars, quietly holds some of the most interesting and valuable secrets of them all. So if you're a collector, or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, never ignore your dimes, especially those from 2008. Because one verified 2008 Roosevelt dime, with a dramatic mint error and preserved in near-perfect uncirculated condition, has stunned collectors by selling for an incredible total of $24,000. That's right, from 10 cents to $24,000. So keep looking, keep learning, and keep collecting. Because your next great discovery could be smaller than you think, but worth more than you ever imagined. Top 5. The Roosevelt dime is a coin steeped in history and symbolism, yet often overlooked in the hustle of daily transactions. Though small in size and value, the 2011 Roosevelt dime holds a story worth telling, one that merges everyday use with remarkable rarity. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but hidden within some 2011 dimes is a fascinating world of minting errors and collectors' dreams that can elevate their worth far beyond their face value. First, it's important to understand the legacy of the Roosevelt dime. Since its introduction in 1946, this coin has been a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a figure of resilience and leadership during some of America's most challenging times. The dime not only honors Roosevelt's memory but also the March of Dimes campaign he championed to fight polio. Its design features Roosevelt's dignified profile on the obverse, while the reverse showcases a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. The 2011 Roosevelt dime was minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, identifiable by their respective P and D mint marks located near the date. The coin maintains the classic copper-nickel clad composition, making it durable for circulation. Although billions were produced, the 2011 dime has captured the attention of collectors due to several intriguing anomalies that can turn an everyday coin into a prized possession. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 2011 Roosevelt dime is the occurrence of minting errors. Among these, the double die error stands out. This rare mistake happens when the coin die imprints the design twice, but slightly misaligned, resulting in a doubling effect visible on the date, lettering, or other design features. For the 2011 dime, such doubling can dramatically increase its desirability and value among collectors who hunt for these unique variations. Another type of mint error found in some 2011 dimes is the off-center strike. In these cases, the coin blank is not perfectly aligned when struck, causing the design to be shifted to one side. The off-center strike's value depends largely on how much of the design is missing and whether the date remains visible. The more extreme the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Clipped planchets add another layer of intrigue to the 2011 Roosevelt dime. Sometimes, the metal blanks are punched improperly, leaving a section missing from the edge of the coin. When these blanks are struck, the resulting coins have a distinct curved or straight clip along the perimeter. Such coins are rare and visually striking, and when found in good condition, they can command a premium price. Condition is also a major factor that collectors consider. Coins graded as uncirculated or in mint state, free from scratches or wear, receive higher grades from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. An era coin in pristine condition from 2011 can fetch significant attention and value in the numismatic community. For anyone who collects coins casually or stashes change without much thought, it's always worth examining your 2011 Roosevelt dimes closely. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting to inspect for unusual features like doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or clipped edges. If you discover something extraordinary, consider having the coin professionally evaluated. It could be worth far more than you think. Recently, a remarkable 2011 Roosevelt dime featuring a rare error and in near-perfect condition was authenticated by experts and sold in an auction that attracted collectors from across the country. The final selling price of this extraordinary dime was nothing short of astonishing. This single 2011 Roosevelt dime was sold for the impressive amount of $22,000. It's incredible to imagine that a coin as common as the 2011 Roosevelt dime can hold such extraordinary value. This example reminds us that sometimes, hidden in plain sight, lie treasures waiting to be discovered. So the next time you come across a dime from 2011, take a moment to look closely. You just might be holding a small piece of numismatic history with a substantial price tag. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the hidden stories and values behind everyday coins, please like this video, subscribe for more fascinating content, and share your own coin discoveries in the comments. Keep searching and stay curious. Your next treasure might be right in your pocket.